Tonight, breaking news as we come on the air. President Biden just moments ago on the emergency evacuations in Afghanistan. What the president just said about getting Americans and U.S. troops out by August 31st, 1 week from today. Will he meet the deadline? And what about the Afghans who helped the U.S.? And tonight, President Biden on his concerns over the potential terror threat on the ground in Afghanistan the longer the U.S. is there. Tonight, the pace of evacuations increasing dramatically. Ian Pannell reporting from Kabul. Martha Raddatz live in Washington with late reporting. Can this deadline be met? Also tonight, news on the pandemic. The U.S. now reporting more than 140,000 new COVID cases a day. Tonight, we're inside hospitals at a breaking point. Dr. Fauci tonight on what the U.S. needs to do to get control of this virus to have some sort of normalcy by next spring. And new numbers just in tonight from the CDC for fully vaccinated Americans. How quickly does the vaccine begin to wear off over time? Just as these boosters, these third shots, will soon be made available. Also tonight, breaking news from Capitol Hill at this hour, the major milestone in the House on the president's sweeping infrastructure plans. The $3.5 trillion budget blueprint narrowly passing the House. But a reality check tonight, what it now faces ahead, and John Carl is standing by. The scare forcing Vice President Harris's flight to Vietnam to be delayed for several hours. At least one staff member at the U.S. mission in Hanoi stricken with what could be that so-called Havana syndrome, the mystery condition first detected in Cuba. Authorities say it can cause headaches and potential brain injury. News on the missing tonight after those catastrophic floods in Tennessee. Tonight, we hear the 911 calls, the terrifying moments the water came rushing in. Stories of the 7-month-old twins swept away. Loretta Lynn's ranch foreman lost in the floods. The massive wildfires in California, and tonight the neighboring states now reporting some of the worst air quality in more than 2 decades. The emergency on board, the cell phone sparking on a plane, and the evacuation that came next. And tonight here, we remember one of the best rock and roll drummers of all time, a force with the Rolling Stones.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here at a very busy Tuesday night. President Biden before the American people just a short time ago on the emergency evacuations in Afghanistan. Tonight, President Biden now saying the U.S. is on pace to finish this by that August 31st deadline to get out of Afghanistan. That is 1 week from today, to get Americans out, to get all U.S. troops out. And it leads to questions tonight about all of the Afghans who helped the U.S. over the 20-year war. Will they get out too? Will that process continue after this deadline? The president saying he is concerned about the terror threat on the ground with each day U.S. troops remain there. Concerned about ISIS in Afghanistan, about the Taliban, saying they're cooperating so far, but that's always a risk of it breaking down. Tonight, the evacuations moving more quickly. The administration saying more than 33,000 people have now been airlifted in the past 36 hours. The State Department now reporting that every American citizen in Afghanistan that registered with the embassy has now been contacted and has been given instructions to get to the airport. The administration says some 5,100 Americans have already been evacuated, but with thousands of Afghans still waiting to depart. The Taliban today telling Afghans not to go to the airport, that they should head back home, back to work, that there is no danger. But of course, the very real fears remain tonight. President Biden coming before the cameras late today saying we will learn more about the number of Americans still there by tomorrow. Inside Afghanistan tonight, our team making their way to the airport overnight in a tense caravan past heavily armed Taliban fighters, making it inside airport walls where they will report for us tonight. Groups of Afghans also heading to the airport at night, boarding buses at a Taliban checkpoint, and then waiting, documents in hand, as the Taliban stand guard, determining who gets through and who doesn't. The president today on a virtual meeting with leaders of the G7, the EU, and the UN tonight saying they are all united in their approach to the Taliban now moving forward. And we have learned that CIA Director William Burns traveled to Kabul for a secret meeting with Taliban leader Abdul Ghani Bardar. Tonight, with 1 week to go before this August 31st deadline, the situation there on the ground. And we begin here with ABC senior foreign correspondent Ian Pannell leading us off from the Kabul airport. The singular Charlie Watts. See you tomorrow. Good night.